So how do I sound really can? What's up? Um,
Hey, Squeaks, what are you looking at? Oh, it looks like Squeaks noticed an interesting light moving across the night sky, and he's trying to figure out what it is. I don't think that's a meteor, and I don't think it's an airplane either. It's moving very steadily in a straight line across the sky, and it's not twinkling or blinking. That means it's probably a satellite. A satellite is something that orbits or goes around a planet or star, and there are lots of different types. Some natural things are satellites, like the moon, because it goes around the Earth. But usually when people talk about satellites, they mean the ones that were made by people and launched into space. They're sort of like spaceships moving around the Earth. And
this is the solar panels they use to get light from the sun while they're flying. We can learn about that.
they're usually made up of a computer along with solar panels to get power from the sun. Sometimes they also have cameras or other scientific tools to help them gather information. People sent our very first satellite into space in the year 1957. It was called Sputnik, and it was
This is Sputnik, the old satellite that we had in the 19.
only about the size of a beach ball. These days, there are more than 2,000 satellites up there. I know, it's hard to even imagine so many things moving around the planet at the same time, but they have all kinds of different jobs. Some satellites help us study the Earth. For example, they can take pictures or collect data about the Earth's.
This is the Ghost 15 weather satellite that tells us the weather, and these satellites came on TV, owned by newsers like Ethiopian and American newsers and others to become so that we can know that the weather is going to be changing over time.
Lights help us study the Earth. For example, they can take pictures or collect data about the Earth's surface. That way, scientists can learn more about things like the temperature of the oceans and see what's happening to the glaciers and other types of ice all over the world. Satellites can also monitor the weather, which meteorologists and scientists who study weather use to learn about big storms like hurricanes. But scientists aren't the only people who use satellites. Turns out that you and me and even Squeaks benefit from using satellites all the time. Whenever you use the map on a phone or in a car to go somewhere, it's using satellites in space to figure out where you are, so it can tell you where to go. Some types of TVs and phones also use satellites because sometimes it can be easier to send information to faraway places on Earth if you use a satellite as the messenger. With satellite TV, for example, the signals from all the channels get sent to a satellite, which then sends the signals back down to lots of people's houses and their TVs. The biggest satellite orbiting our planet is the International Space Station. It's as big as a football or soccer field, and people actually live on it. There are usually 6 astronauts on the space station at a time. And
I have this computer in my dad's house right now. I'm in Ethiopia, and he's in America. But it's just a Core i7 Lenovo laptop ThinkPad, and this one is kind of different.
most of them stay there for about 6 months. When they're floating around on the space station, they can do all kinds of cool science experiments that they couldn't do here on Earth. And Squeaks